Hey, what's going on, everybody? Mill here with another post-game show. Welcome back to Big Nick Energy YouTube channel. Mill here, and this one was a win against the Washington Wizards, 120 to 99. This was a great game by the Knicks, and this was actually a part of our in-season tournament. So it's good that we won this one. I'm still a little confused about the structure of this tournament, so I think we have two more guaranteed games. We had the first one against the Bucks. This was our second one, and I believe we are guaranteed two more before whatever the standings play out, and you have to play the final games. I would say this tournament is a little bit confusing to understand just because it's played through a few weeks. It's not, back to back games how usually a tournament is. So it's going to be back to back weeks through the next few weeks. We will be seeing the Knicks play their tournament games on Friday or Tuesday. I believe that's when they hold the games for this in season tournament. But I'm glad that we finally won one game a part of this, and it was against the Wizards. So the Wizards haven't been too special this season. They are now officially 2-10 with this loss to the Knicks. I believe they lost like 6 straight, or maybe this is like their 7th loss in a row. Correct me if I'm wrong though, but they have been losing a lot because they're 2-10 for their record now. That's not too good. Uh, you know, for any Wizards fan out there, I'm very sorry you have to be going through this. As a Knicks fan, we've gone through this as well. We know what it's like to have a losing record in a season. One season, we only saw 17 wins. So maybe that's what your season is going to end up like, but not the Knicks, because right now we are 7-5. It's looking great for us, honestly. Through the first 10 games, we were 5-5, and now we got a little win streak going. We're a little 2-win streak going, and hopefully we can keep it up because the next few games, they don't look too hard, honestly. I know we played the Wizards tonight. Let's take a look at the next few games we have coming up. I did glance at it a bit, and it looked like a lot of winnable games for the Knicks. Tomorrow is a back-to-backs, and we play the Charlotte Hornets. I know we have struggled on back-to-back games, but it's the Hornets. We beat them before, and I don't really see them as a threat to us that much. So I honestly take that as another win. We could get a 3-game win streak going on, but let's talk about this game a little bit. In the first quarter, great first quarter by Julius, Randle, and Jalen Brunson. They both had 11 in the first quarter. And the Knicks were able to establish themselves and, establish a little bit of a lead in that first quarter, especially. And that really set the tone for the rest of the game. I don't believe the Wizards were ever able to come back and stop the Knicks and gain their own lead. They did come close a few times, though. In that third quarter, they cut the lead to, I believe, 5, which was, the lowest they were able to get it, and which was a little bit scary because with the way things were going, it honestly seemed like the Wizards were going to completely make a comeback, and take the lead. But luckily, the Knicks took care of business, and they were able to finally play some defense against the Wizards and gain back their lead. So now I see some comments coming in. Mason said, "Thanks for the scrimmage, Wizards." Exactly. We won this game by like more than 20 points. This was a scrimmage for us. And without, I would say, our best player this season, without RJ Barrett, imagine that. And without Grimes, don't forget Grimes. Not really an offensive threat this season so far, but on the defensive end, we took care of business without him. Thanks to a lot of guys that stepped up, including Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo. This was basically a scrimmage for the Knicks. And it was their in-season tournament. So they took care of business. What's up, Brandon? Any thoughts on the game between you and Mason? I was just talking about it. Yeah, the first quarter, we looked good. Second quarter as well, built up a lead. But that third quarter was really concerning. I was just talking about how we just stopped playing defense, and they were able to cut the lead to 5 or 7 points, and Luckily, in that fourth quarter, they came back, played defense, and Immanuel Quickley. We have to talk about Immanuel Quickley. Man, every game Quickley is just proving us more and more why he should have gotten paid this summer. He should have gotten an extension. It's really unfortunate the Knicks and his team were not able to come to an agreement because look at what he's been able to do for us off of the bench. He did not start this game. I know a lot of people thought he was going to start with RJ out as well as Grimes, but no, he didn't start. So off the bench, he had 27 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds. You can't get a better sixth man than that, honestly. Mason said, hopefully RJ is back tomorrow. Yeah, I really hope so too. I thought he was going to be back tonight because I heard some reports that he was in the building and he looked good. People said he was smiling and all of that. And I really thought he was going to play, but he didn't. So hopefully tomorrow we can have him against the Hornets. I still think we would be able to defeat the Hornets without him, but I want him back. It's a migraine, so for those of you that don't know, I just made a video about it on my Instagram. Migraines are not regular headaches. They're kind of ruthless to the body, and it's very hard to deal with them because everyone deals with them differently. But most of the time, they can cause nausea, vomiting, and a lot of people are sensitive to lights and loud noises when they have a migraine. So I can understand why he's not able to play if he is really dealing with that. But it has almost been a week now, so I'm a little concerned for him, honestly, because migraines can last up to a week, but honestly, those are the most brutal ones because people reported that. I mean, some people have reported that it's common that migraines last a few days. So if he doesn't play tomorrow, that's going to be at least like a week of having his migraine, and that's a little concerning for him. Just hopefully he can. I don't even know the remedies for that, or if you just have to push through and deal with it. Sounds very painful. I've never had one. If anyone has had one, let me know in the comments like how painful it really is, because RJ's missed 3 games now, and it's really unfortunate that he has, because he's been playing such good basketball and he's been great for us this season so far. I know a lot of his fans, including me particularly, and Knicks fans in general, just want to keep watching him play basketball. This is his season, we're all saying. So we want him back. We want to see what he's going to do next. We're waiting for him to have another great game. We just love watching him play. Mason said everyone played really good tonight. I agree. Everyone really contributed tonight between Randle, Brunson, DiVincenzo had a 14-point game. Robinson did his thing. Hart stepped up as well, being in the starting lineup. Everyone really played a part tonight to get the win, and especially Quickley. Let me mention Quickley again, our 6th man of the year. It's crazy that he didn't start tonight, but I get it. He has to be with that bench group, that bench unit, and lead them, because without him leading the bench, the bench would struggle a lot. So we need him coming off of the bench to lead them and, be the star player off of that bench. Knicks running this. Yep. Mason said it earlier. This was a scrimmage for them. That's basically what it was. Honestly, Brunson is him. Someone said, of course he's him. I feel like even though he had 32 points tonight, it was a low-key 30-point game. It didn't even feel like he was really showing off that much, but yeah, 32 points tonight, as well as 7 assists. No, yeah, 7 assists and 7 rebounds. He is really looking like he's already in mid-season shape already. With the numbers he's putting up, the efficiency. Look at this. He was 10 for 23. That's great, honestly. And 6 for 10 from the 3-point line. He's been shooting a lot more 3-pointers. Last game, he had 6 3-pointers. The game prior, he had 8 3-pointers. I didn't expect it, but he has really elevated his 3-point shooting this season. We all thought it was going to be Grimes and RJ to do that type of thing, to shoot better at the 3-point line, but surprisingly, it's been Brunson who has been leading that 3-point percentage to go up because he's had a lot of games now where he's had multiple threes, 5+ threes, and his efficiency is pretty great. 6 for 10, that's a good percentage. Quickley is my dog. I got his jersey. Oh no. I don't want to read that last part. That's hilarious though. Yeah, I've been trying to get it. I want to get a Quickley jersey too. The only jersey I have from people on the current team is Brunson. I don't have anyone else. I was thinking about either getting an RJ or Quickley jersey, but the thing is, I don't know. I don't want to get Quickley's jersey if he's just gonna get, he's gonna sign somewhere else in the summer and leave the Knicks. Because every time I get someone's jersey, they end up leaving the Knicks. I got Obi Toppin's jersey last season, in November, literally a year ago, and look what happened. He's on the Pacers now. So I'm afraid to get a Quickley jersey, and then this summer he ends up joining another team. If anyone, I'll probably end up getting RJ next because I feel like he's staying. I know there's a lot of trade rumors concerning him and surrounding him, but I feel like he's more likely to stay than Quickley. Yo, what's up, Knicks Realist? Dre said, we need those threes. Exactly. Last season we struggled with those threes, and especially in the playoffs. If we all watch the playoffs, you guys know how we struggled in both playoff series against the Cavs and the Miami Heat. We were one of the worst one of the worst teams shooting behind the 3-point line. I remember they literally would show stats of how awful we were on our perimeter shooting. So we needed 3-point shooting, and finally we're getting that this year. And it's not just DiVincenzo that's adding that 3-point shooting, because I know when we signed him, a lot of people said our 3-point shooting is automatically, fixed. Well, that's not true, because it obviously takes a group effort. It takes a team effort. Everyone has to elevate their 3-point shooting. And we're already seeing that from RJ. I know he didn't play tonight, but RJ has been phenomenal from the 3-point line this season so far. He's been shooting 50% from the 3-point line, which is crazy. And then you have Brunson, who is shooting really well from the 3-point line as well. And he's shooting multiple threes a night. Tonight he had 6 threes. He was 6 for 10. Like I mentioned before, the last game he had 6 threes as well. And the game prior, he had 8 threes. So look at that. He's been shooting a lot of threes. And we need those because we struggled from the 3-point line. And we finally are making them now, because I saw a stat before the game started that we're 7th in the NBA in 3-point shooting, which is amazing. I don't remember where we ranked last season, but to be 7th in the league now, it really shows an improvement. Knicks Realist said, I'm scared to get Quickley's jersey. Yeah, me too. I just said it. I don't want him to go, and then, it's not a waste of money because Quickley's a great Knick, and, it's just, I don't want to get it and then have him leave and not be able to wear it like the Obi Toppin jersey I have. Demario said, great win and congrats on the podcast. Cheers. Thank you. I know it was a great win tonight. We won by 20 plus points. And yeah, thank you for tuning into the YouTube channel and watching the post-game show. Definitely trying to branch out and reach more people, more Knicks fans to come on here and talk Knicks with me. I'm honestly trying to have more guests too, instead of it just being me talking up here. So like, if any of you ever want to join the post-game show, let me know. If you guys can message me on Instagram. My Instagram is mil.media. And I'd definitely love to have one of you guys up here right next to me, and we could talk about the Knicks game, get into it, whether it's a win or lost. Definitely trying to do more of that. Dante's putback dunk was amazing. I know it was amazing. I literally said it. I've been waiting for him to do a putback dunk just like that, because we know he has the hops. Every time he's, jumping in the air for a rebound, he gets up really high. And so I've been waiting for him to literally do a putback dunk just like that. And that was insane when he did it. That needs more hype, because obviously we weren't at MSG. Not a lot of fans were cheering for it. But imagine he did do that at MSG. The crowd would have went wild. I need to see that dunk in the highlight. Hopefully it gets posted on some mainstream highlight. accounts. But yeah, that was great. Someone said, "Save those jerseys forever. They turn to classics. You know, you wish you had a David Lee or a J.R. Smith." Yeah, 100%. That's true. You know, even if I do get a Quickley jersey or anyone else, you know, it still matters. Quickley was here. He was drafted here. It matters to me. I think he's had a pretty good career here so far. He could have been known to being he could have been known for being a sixth man already, but unfortunately he got snubbed last season. So hopefully this season though. I truly think this season, if he continues to play the way he's been playing, he will get that sixth man of the year award. It's crazy what he's been able to do for us off of the bench so far. I mean, look at it. 27 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds. That's the stat line of someone who should be starting. He didn't start though. Exactly. RJ has improved with the three also. Yeah, 100%. I know we haven't seen RJ in about a week now, but let's not forget he's been playing amazing basketball from the last time we saw him and very efficient basketball, especially from the three-point line. I mentioned it. He's literally shooting 50% from the three-point line. That's the highest he's ever shot in his career behind the three-point line. And it's amazing how he's been able to improve his percentage like that. I mean, I have to literally research if anyone's been able to up their percentage by 20% because last season he shot, I believe, 31% from the three-point line, which was his lowest in his career, and now he's shooting 50. That's a whole 20 extra percent. You know, something definitely needs to be studied around him if he's able to keep it up, of course. I know he's only played like, you know, under 10 games. It would be definitely hard to keep it up for an entire season. But I mean, he's looking pretty efficient. His shot looks great. It looks confident. I believe he could do it, honestly. Someone said the big ragu. That's hilarious. And honestly, I don't know if anyone watching this knows this, but Big Nick Energy has big ragu t-shirts and merch out right now. If you guys want to check it out, I don't know if anyone's seen it. Go to bignickenergy.com. Check out the Big Ragu merch. We're probably the first Nick brand to have that type of merch out right now. I don't see anyone else doing it. If you want to hop on to the Dante DiVincenzo, you know, fan base right now, go buy that merch and support him. Knicks got to pay quick. I can see the Spurs going after him. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of rumors or, you know, theory speculating that he could go to the Spurs, team up with Wemby, and that would be such a dangerous combo because we already know Wemby is going to be one of the best players in this league, could even start this season. You know, he's already up there, but just imagine next year when he has already a year's worth down of experience, and then you add someone like Quickley with him, who should be a starter in this league. I know Quickley said it last season that I believe he said this. I believe he said he could be a starter in this league, and a lot of people clowned him or a lot of people laughed and said, no, you can't. And honestly, he's proving us all wrong. Look at the numbers he's putting up. Look at how he's contributing to us winning. You know, he's contributing to winning basketball. A lot of players don't necessarily do that. They could put up numbers like this every night, but at the end of the day, if it's not contributing to a win, you know, what's really the point? So definitely Quickley is proving us all wrong, and the Knicks should have paid him. I said it, you know, before his deadline was reached. I wish the Knicks paid him. The market is changing every year. I know he was looking for probably around 100 million, 100 mil contract, which seems like a lot, obviously, because he is coming off of the bench. But he gives you starter like minutes, starter like stat line right there. He plays like a starter, basically. I know it would be very difficult to give him that type of contract, though. You know, looking at what we already have given our other players between Randle and RJ and Brunson, and then we paid DiVincenzo this summer, and as well as Josh Hart. You know, that's what I was saying. Josh Hart got the bag. DiVincenzo, it's time for Quickley to get his bag. He deserves it. We all know he got snubbed from that Sixth Man of the Year award. If he had gotten that award, I'm sure that the Knicks and him would have already came to an agreement about an extension. But unfortunately, they didn't. Making his free throws too. Yeah, definitely. He made his free throws. He was 4 for 5 tonight. But overall, the Knicks, I was a little disappointed. They didn't shoot that well from the free throw line tonight. They were 70%, which was 14 for 20, so they missed 6 free throws. I would like them to be at least 80% every night. We have been shooting well from the free throw line as of late, but 70% tonight, little disappointed there. But we did get the win, so that's all that matters, really. Okay, yeah. Let's talk about this comment. Playoff games matters. Playoff games matter also. I need consistency and effort all year, and most importantly, in the playoffs. It's what we respect. Yeah, 100% agree with you. Yeah, I definitely think a big reason why he didn't get that extension was because of the way he played in the playoffs. Unfortunately, he did disappear in the playoffs. Um, but I would like to say a lot of people disappeared in the playoffs for the Knicks last season. It wasn't just him, but of course, you have to hold him accountable. He was our sixth man last year, but during those playoff series, we didn't really have a sixth man anymore because he struggled offensively. Um, and I agree, we need to see it all year round. Although the Sixth Man of the Year award is a regular season award, so if he does get awarded that, I'll believe he deserves it. Um, but hopefully this season's playoff, if we do make it to the playoffs, which I 100% think we will do, this playoffs will be different. I'm hoping that we'll see Randle be different quickly. You know, a lot of guys that can finally show themselves in the playoffs like they do during the regular season. If Quickley can do what he did tonight in the playoffs, there's 100% guarantee that he will get an extension from the Knicks. That's what they want to see. They want to see it all year round, like the fans want to see it as well. Was talking about RJ making his free throws. Oh yeah. I agree with that too. But Quickley did go 4 for 5, so he did make his free throws too. But RJ has been making his free throws, which I'm very proud of because this team used to struggle tremendously from the free throw line. It looked awful last season. I believe we shot 76% last season, and it's just awful. And this season too, I remember one of the first games we missed 12 free throws. I thought we were going to go through the same struggle this year. But it looks like they're back on track now because, as of late, they've been shooting pretty good from the free throw line. And tonight, they were 14 for 20, which isn't the best, as I mentioned earlier. But hopefully they're improving. Because free throws, they matter. They really do. As you guys know, we've lost a few games because we couldn't hit our free throws in crunch time. Or we just couldn't hit our free throws at all. And sometimes we'll lose a game by a few points and we'll miss 10 plus free throws. So make it make sense. If you want to win games, you have to make your free throws. Jose said, how much is Quickley projected to make? Well, I mean, if you're asking about the contract he's trying to get, I heard rumors that he was trying to get a contract with like at least 100 million. I think that's what, like, over 4 years. But a lot of people don't want to give him 100 mil because we're already paying a lot of guys between Randle, Brunson, RJ, and we just gave Josh Hart the bag as well this summer and signed DiVincenzo. So we're paying a lot of guys, but Quickley is going to get his bag, whether it's from the Knicks or someone else. He will be getting it. I truly believe, watching him play, he could be a starter in this league. Another team could definitely use him on their starting lineup. Do I want that? No. I want him to stay a Knick, obviously. He's been great for us. I know he disappeared in the playoffs, but a lot of people did. So I will hold him accountable like I held Julius Randle accountable as well. They need to show up. I didn't even really talk about the game in general. I've just been reading comments. But, I pretty much said the biggest parts of this game. Julius Randle, good game from him, 22 points, 9 for 18 from the field, 1 for 5 from the three. Along with his 22 points, he had 7 rebounds and 8 assists, 1 steal and 2 blocks. So that was a pretty good defensive effort from him with that 1 steal and 2 blocks. However, he did have 6 turnovers. So I would definitely like him to limit those turnovers because 6 is way too many. But besides that, he did have a good game. And 11 in the first quarter. So he started off really hot with his shots. And it really reminded me of last season. I don't know if you guys remember. Last season, he had a lot of games where in the first quarter alone, he would have 10-plus points. So if he can get off to that groove again, where he starts the game really well and, has at least 10 points in the first quarter, I think that really helps him for the rest of the game. For him to get in rhythm early on, it helps him throughout the rest of the 3 quarters. And Mitchell Robinson, like I said, he did his thing. 6 points. Only 8 rebounds tonight. I know he usually gets a little over 8. But he did have 3 offensive rebounds, so he's still getting his offensive rebounds. Still the best at doing that. But besides that, let's see what else. I did see Robinson, though. I did see a play in the game where he got the ball, and I believe he dribbled it, tried to do a layup. I wish I could play that highlight right next to me. I might post about it later. But we rarely see Robinson do that type of thing where he gets the ball and tries to create his own shot. So even though he missed, I want to see him continue to do that because it looked like he very well could have made the shot. He was just off a little bit and missed. So I definitely want to see him do more of that. He needs to be involved in the offense more. We expect the lobs, we expect the tip-ins, and because of all those offensive rebounds, but I want to see what he does when they hand him the ball, if he can somehow put it in the basket by himself instead of rather just being handed it to him through a lob. He claims he could, and we've seen videos of his workouts before. We've seen him do things in the offseason that we haven't seen in the regular season yet. Well, let's see if he could really do it. What's up, Dylan? Tuned into the live late, but was a good win. Yeah, it was a good win. Everyone pretty much contributed tonight, and the Knicks had full control of this game pretty much the entire time through every quarter. Wizards did get close in that third quarter. I think they cut the lead down to 5, which was a little scary, but the Knicks handled business for the fourth quarter, and they shut them down. Finally decided to play defense again. Someone said, I love how physical Randle was. Yeah, agreed. He looks like, I know I said Brunson looks like he's in mid-season form. I also agree with the way Randle's been playing. He looks like he's in mid-season form as well. He's very aggressive now. I think that the first few games when he was struggling, from the field, he wasn't as physical, and that could be mainly because he was afraid to put pressure on his ankle or be physical, knowing that he just had surgery like 3 months ago. It's scary coming off on an injury, but we're definitely seeing him be more physical now, and that's who Randle is. He's a bully down in the paint. When he gets down there and he bullies through everyone to try to put it up, like, he's a very physical player. That's one aspect I honestly appreciate about him. Sometimes when he's down there and he gets the offensive rebound or he misses it and he gets his own rebound, he will fight to put it back up. there. He's not passing it out to the 3-point line. He is going to go up, no matter how many times it takes to put it back in. Mitchell Robinson had 2 offensive rebounds in 1 minute. Insane. Mitchell Robinson has been insane. I don't know what he's been on, honestly. Like the way he's playing so far this season, especially with the rebounds and the offensive rebounds, he's projected to have probably his best season ever of his career. He's been going off, and I hope he can continue to keep it up, because if he can be in the talks for defensive player of the year or all defense team. He's been great. Oh yeah, Randle yelled at Robinson, "Go to work." Wish he made it. Yeah, I know. I wish he made it too, because that's the type of play I think Robinson can do a few times a game if they want to get him involved more on the offensive end. That's something he can definitely do. It wasn't too far off. His shot wasn't off that much. I would like to see him take more shots like that. Jose said the NBA has changed so much. It's a 3-point shooting league. The inside game is rare now. Agreed. And we know why it's changed so much. Big part of the reason is Steph Curry, the 3-point machine, the best 3-point shooter ever. He's a big reason why everyone only shoots threes now. It's honestly crazy if you look on it, and if you look at games from before the 2000s or even in the early 2000s and compared to now, they're very different. You have centers shooting threes, and that was something that was very rare in the 90s. But yeah, now you have centers shooting threes. Porzingis, Karl Anthony Town, so many guys that will do that now, and it's because the game has changed. The game revolves around the 3-pointer. And that's also why, everyone mentions it now. That's also why leads can build and they can be cut very quickly. So no lead is safe. No team is safe in a game until the fourth quarter ends, until the end of the game. Dylan said, with how Quickley is playing, I'm not sure how we're going to be able to afford to bring him back. Agreed. He's really proving his point so far this season. He's been great, and he's proving his point to the front office for not, agreeing to extend him with his team. I don't know how we're going to afford him, really. Like, I'm not a really big person on cap space or with the numbers revolving that. So I'm not sure if we can logistically do that. If he wants a $100+ million contract, if there is a numbers guy in here, you can explain it to me, because I don't know. Someone told me before we really can't. We can't offer him that much. But he's been playing like he deserves it. You may or may not have said back in July that Mitch can make the all defense team. If you said that, you predicted the future. I know we're literally only in what are we up to now? Like 12 games in? Yeah, we're up to 12 games in the season. And I know it's crazy to make early on predictions that he will make that team. But if you predicted that back in July and he does make it this year, we're gonna have to do something about that. You might be able to tell the future. Curry is still the best sharpshooter. Yeah, I agree. I haven't really checked out his numbers this season so far. I'm not sure how much he's shooting behind the 3-point line this season, but I think I'd feel comfortable still saying he's still the best 3-point shooter as long as he continues to play. That's his specialty. There's nothing he does better than that. So as long as he's still playing, he's still the best 3-point shooter. Oh, the Knicks realist said I was cringing watching Fournier play. Oh my god, I forgot to mention that he did play. Yeah, we finally saw Evan Fournier in 16 minutes too, which is a lot. That's a lot of minutes right there, and it's because Grimes was out, RJ was out. They had to go deep into the bench to get Evan Fournier. And I understand why you cringed because look at the numbers he put up. He was, let's look, he was 1 for, what is that, 1 for 6? Yeah, he was 1 for 6 from the field, 0 for 4 from the 3 point line. I cringed a little bit too, just because, with all the talk surrounding him, you would have thought he was going to go off of this game and have like 5 3 pointers, but he was 0 for 4. Man, only 2 points in 16 minutes, but he did his part. I'm going to give him credit. Everyone that played tonight, they contributed to this win, so he did his part. I'm not going to go crazy on him. Miles McBride played good defense when he was out there. The Knicks defensively made Jordan Poole frustrated. Yeah, no pool party tonight. Last time we played the Wizards and Poole, it was a different story. Poole went off. I remember that was not fun. He was really going off there. But we limited him tonight. Kudos to the defense. And I'm looking at his stats right here. So in 29 minutes, he was 2 for 11 from the field, 0 for 6 from the 3 point line, and only had 8 points. Oh man, he is very inconsistent. I made a video on my Instagram, only a few games into the season, where he literally had, I don't know, like a 40 or a 50 or a 60-point game. And then the next game, he like the numbers were so different. I'll just pull it up so I can explain this better. Well, let's see. Yeah, so it's right here. Yeah, so the video I made on my Instagram was on a Wednesday. He had 41 points, and that following Friday, that same Friday, he then had 7 points and was 1 for 15 from the field, 0 for 6 from 3. And I called him out and said he was inconsistent. That video literally went so viral. It almost has 1 million views now. And even, fun fact, even Kevin Garnett reposted on his story. And look how inconsistent he's been so far. The Wizards have been on a losing streak. And look the numbers Poole has been putting up, including tonight, 2 for 11 from the field, 0 for 6 from 3. It's not a pool party. What's going on here? He was supposed to lead this team. This is his team, he claims, but he's not doing much with it. Someone said I should live stream my reaction to a game sometime. Do you yell at your TV? This season I haven't really yelled at my TV yet. I think that's something I'll do in the playoffs. I don't really do it during the regular season unless it's a really awful win or a close game at least. But no, I don't really yell at my TV. If I get mad at the Knicks or a really awful play, I'm pretty silent. I'm not the type to really vocalize my emotion like that. But yeah, I could live stream my reaction to a game sometime. I've seen some people on YouTube do play-by-play, like something like a play-by-play on their channel. So, potentially I could do something like that. Like we could watch the game together. Everyone. I've also seen people use Playback. I don't know if any of you guys have heard that yet. Playback, I think, is a new and upcoming platform. And it's something like you could basically do a watch party. You host a party to watch whatever you want, and everyone could join. So, we might do something like that, honestly, because, it'd be fun to watch Knicks games together, right? Yeah, it was in preseason. If you're talking about the Jordan Poole games, yeah. I think one was in preseason, or maybe both were. Michael said, "Will Grimes and Barrett play tomorrow?" Honestly, there's no, confirmation if they will, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Grimes will play because his injury is pretty recent. his wrist is injured, and that happened, a few days ago. So I don't think his wrist has healed just yet. And RJ, I have no idea. I honestly thought he was going to play tonight, but I was wrong. So, you know, he's been dealing with a migraine, and I mentioned it earlier. So you guys don't go after him. Migraines are not regular headaches. They are very painful headaches that can lead you to vomit and, all of that. So, I hope he feels better, and I'm not sure if he's playing tomorrow. It's tough to say. Hopefully he is, though, because if he doesn't play tomorrow, it'll be almost the entire week without him. And I said it earlier, we want to see RJ Barrett play basketball. It's as simple as that. We want to see him play. He's been great this season, and we just want to see what he can do next. Yeah, Dylan said it too. I would expect Barrett to play, but Grimes probably sits again. Yeah, I don't think Grimes is going to play for the next few games. But RJ, I would say it's likely, but we have to see it. I'm not going to confirm it and say he is playing. I yell at my TV when we play the Celtics. I was gonna say the two Celtics games, I was very frustrated. So I didn't yell at my TV, but I was very frustrated during those games. And you know, it's the tough games that get you the most frustrated. And it's okay if you yell at your TV. I understand the frustration. My mom, honestly, sometimes I watch the game with my mom, and she is the type to voice her frustration, and she will just go off talking about the Knicks, and then she changes the channel, which I hate because she asks me, why do I want to keep watching this if they're losing? But, real fans continue to watch even if they're losing. Yeah, playback is cool. Yeah, if you've heard of it. If anyone, I do have a playback account, but I've never hosted a watch party yet. But if you guys are interested in doing something like that, I could definitely host one, and we could all watch a Knicks game together and see our live game reactions. Michael said, "Do you think Quickley will win Sixth Man of the Year?" Yes, he will win Sixth Man of the Year. He will. He will finally get that award. He was snubbed last season. He will rightfully get it this season. Look at how he's been playing so far for us, contributing to winning basketball. That's the most important part. Truthfully, so I think he's really up there against a few other people, but I think he will win it. 27 off the bench from him with 6 rebounds and 4 assists. It's unbelievable that he didn't start tonight because we were without Grimes and RJ. But I do understand part of it is because he needs to be a part of that bench unit and lead that bench. Because if he started, then our bench would be slacking. It would be lacking a little bit. Because then you only have DiVincenzo, McBride, Fournier. Who else is there? Because Hart is starting. So I think our bench would struggle if he had started. But it's a little wild still to think about it. Jose said that would be cool to watch a game with you. Yeah, definitely. We could definitely host like a watch party, and everyone could join up, and I think that would be a cool thing to do. CP said, "Can someone name me another team in the NBA that is more physical than the Knicks? Because I can't." I don't know, CP. The Knicks are crazy physical between Julius Randle, who's like one of the most physical players ever, and Mitchell Robinson and Brunson. Everyone's physical, and they're physical in different ways. Mitch is our anchor on defense. He will take, you know, he will do everything on the defensive end for us to block the shot, to get the rebound. He will take the contact. Brunson, he draws contact, and then also very underrated part of his game is his ability to draw offensive fouls. A lot of people don't talk about that, but he draws a few a game, and it's scary when he does because sometimes he goes to the floor really hard and it looks like he's in pain. But the fact that he does that, it really helps us get those stops. The offensive fouls, those are stops for us on defense. So I really love it when he does it, but it's also very scary as a fan to watch him go down. Sometimes I just wish he didn't because there was one play recently too. It wasn't this game. I think it was either last game or a few games ago where he went down on an offensive rebound and he took a little while to get back up. So it was concerning. But that's what he does, and he does it very well. Get well, Barrett. Yeah, hopefully RJ feels better. I can't imagine what it's like dealing with a week-long migraine. If anyone has ever dealt with that, man, prayers to you because they truly sound awful. I was reading some symptoms about it and reading up on it. They sound awful. Knicks realist said RJ should have been in a bed in a dark room tonight. I know, I heard that's something that might help when you're in a cold, dark room, I believe. I don't know. I think he was at the stadium tonight. I don't think he was on the bench. I didn't see him on the bench, but he was probably in the back watching the game on the TV maybe. But yeah, if being in a cold dark room helps him heal faster, we need him to do that. need him to do that from now until the start of tomorrow's game. Tomorrow's game is pretty early, by the way. My dad told me it was at 5:30. Let me just look it up to confirm. Yeah, tomorrow's game is at, let's see. Tomorrow's next game is at 6 p.m. against the Charlotte Hornets. I feel like 6 p.m. is such an awkward time to start a basketball game. I don't even know if I'll be able to do a post-game show because I have a birthday party from like 5:30 to 7, so that's in the middle of it. And yeah, I'm not even sure if I'll be able to do a post-game show, but if I don't, I'm going to ask Joe from Big Nick Energy to fill in if he's able to, because we need to talk about the Knicks after they win or lose. Hopefully it's a win. Dylan said RJ needs some Tylenol. I know, I've been seeing a lot of people say that. If only it was as simple as that. I'm pretty sure he's tried it already. I don't know what's going to cure him because it's almost been a week. Quickley is a special player. Agreed. 100% agreed. Oh, this is Noah. By the way, I always get emotional on Twitter about the Knicks. Oh, I didn't even know that was your name, your YouTube channel name. But yeah, I like always agree with your tweets. I know you say you get emotional, but I always agree with them. They're always spot on too. I don't really tweet too much during the games. I try to tweet as much as I can, but it's hard to watch and then go on Twitter or X, I should say, and then tweet because there's a lot I want to say, but I'm never able to get enough tweets out. But your tweets are very accurate. DiVincenzo had a hell of a performance as well. Yeah, I didn't really talk about him too much, but a lot of props to DiVincenzo tonight. He stepped up. I believe this was his first time in the starting lineup this season so far. And he did his job. He had 14 points, 5 for 9 from the field, 4 for 8 from the 3-point line. Along with the 14 points, he had 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and only 1 turnover. I think as a starter, those were pretty good minutes he gave us. Played pretty well. I like to see him finally in an offensive groove now for these past few games, I'd say. And because when the season first started, he, his literally the very first game of the season, his debut, he had no points, which was crazy. And then the first, the next few games, he was struggling a little bit on the offensive end. You weren't really seeing him put up points. But now it looks like he's in a groove. Tonight he had 14, and the other night, I don't remember which game it was, but he's been playing pretty well. Must have been cool for Josh Hart and Dante and Brunson to start together. Yeah, that's actually wild that all three of them started together. You never they probably never thought they would see that happen in the NBA. That's wild for them. I hope a reporter in the post game asked them about that, what it felt like to be all together again starting in an NBA game, compared to college. That's crazy. Jonathan said, I remember 2 years ago after the game, I watched Quick practice after the game in an empty arena. I say he's going to end up being a special player. Oh, wow. So he was practicing when the arena was empty. I'm not even surprised by that. I think he works really hard. And, I'm not surprised that you mentioned that he's the type of player to do that. He works very hard, and I think he's definitely trying to prove something this season. Not getting that extension, not getting the Sixth Man of the Year award last year, and with how he played in the playoffs, he's trying to prove something this season. He really wants to show us what he's made of and what he's worked on in the offseason, and we're seeing it. We're already seeing it. Only 12 games in, he's making a mark. Someone said I suffer from migraines and have medicine specifically for them. It really drains and lingers. Oh man, I'm sorry you have to deal with that. I've heard they're pretty awful and painful, and I've had headaches before, but never migraines, or not any that I would classify as a migraine. But a headache in general is just awful. Like, I can't imagine playing basketball with a regular headache, but a migraine, I can understand why RJ hasn't played. I didn't even know he suffers from migraines. I think this is the first time he's missed a game because of that. 6 p.m. game, I believe. Yeah, it's a 6 p.m. Thank you for letting me know. I really wish it started at least like 7:30 or 8, because I don't really like a middle of the day game. Most likely is a win. Yeah. We're talking about tomorrow against the Hornets, most likely a win. We beat them last time. We'll be prepared, I believe. Even without Grimes and possibly RJ, I think we could win. Dylan said the hardest part is tweeting during the game on my account and the Fireside Knicks account at the same time. Got to do some true multitasking. Oh, yeah. I can imagine how difficult that is to tweet from 2 accounts and watch the game, try to pay attention and focus as much as you can. Yeah, thank God I don't have to tweet from the Big Nick Energy account, because I would not be able to handle it. Luckily, Ange, and I'm pretty sure it's Ange that covers it, but luckily he does that very well. Peace. What's up? Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate all the comments. Jonathan said Robinson is doing well. However, he needs to score more, and those refs need to stop calling those cheap early fouls on him. Yeah, I was mentioning it earlier that I really hope he can get involved more on the offensive end. We've seen him now take a few shots that, aren't just lobs. Tonight, he got a pass from, I believe it was Randle, or it was someone else, and he tried to do a type of layup, basically. He didn't make it, but for him to take that type of shot, it's different. It's something we haven't really seen before. He's usually just doing the tip ins, getting the offensive boards, putting it back up, the lobs, if he gets any lobs, because he, last season, well, not last season, but I would say he hasn't gotten as many lobs as he should be getting. So he needs more points. He needs to be more involved on the offensive end. Randle has been looking out for him, though. Randle has mainly been the one to pass to him and, getting him those looks. Yeah, I used to have a different channel name, but because I used to talk about the Knicks and the NBA in general, but now I just talk Knicks too much. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I have seen your YouTube channel. I just didn't remember that was the name that connected to you. But that's dope. Question though, do you also go live after the game and do a little post game? I wonder if Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart's wives get jealous of their close relationship. They're like a married couple. Oh, that's hilarious. Jalen Brunson is hilarious because he acts like he doesn't even like his teammates, but we all know like that he's just joking. But anytime he's around them, he looks, I don't know, he looks like the embarrassed sibling that can't handle, the younger crazy wild sibling, which is Josh Hart. Like if you guys remember their post games last season where Josh Hart would always be eating and Jalen Brunson would just look at him crazy. It's hilarious, their relationship. Nice win, but how many back-to-backs do we're gonna have? Do it all again tomorrow, rest up. Great question. How many back-to-backs do we have to have? Because I think this is our fourth of the season so far. I'm not 100% sure because we've had so many, I can't even keep track now. I can't even keep track. Why are we having so many back-to-back games? I spoke about it the last post game that I did, but like our schedule is so unfair. And the thing is, we've struggled tremendously on the back-to-back games. We've lost all of our back-to-backs, so it's really hurting us, the schedule. We are not having enough rest days. Because imagine how we haven't won a back-to-back this season so far, and we're only 12 games in. Imagine how the Knicks are going to be mid-season when their legs are absolutely tired and even more tired than they are now. I doubt it gets better. I don't know if we improve and learn how to handle a back to back or if it just gets worse and we continue to lose them. I saw someone tweet that the Celtics have like 15 rest days for the rest of the season compared to the Knicks who have, I believe, like 8 or 9. How is that fair? Who made our schedule? Whoever made our schedule hates us because why are you making the games like this? It's not fair. These schedules account for a team's success in a season. They just want to see us. They just want to see us lose. Yeah, and Jonathan mentioned it as well. Sometimes they need to cut back on those back-to-back games because players get tired and they could fall into a slump. Exactly. Like the fact that we're having another one tomorrow, basically on the road too. Oof. Our Knicks are going through it. Not just the Fireside account. I also got to post on the IG and Facebook too. It's fun, but definitely holds a lot of responsibility, but I'm all here for it. Oh, wait. So you have to you have to post during the game on Instagram and Facebook too. It's not just Twitter. That's a lot. 3 accounts at once. Oh, man. Uh, if I had to do that, I don't know. I'd be stressed to the core. I don't know if I'd be able to focus on the game if I have to, be posting on all 3 accounts. The best part about posting on Fireside, though, is interacting with fans. Yeah, I agree. The best part about doing this post game show is interacting with everyone here. I love reading the comments and just talking with you guys. When RJ gets back, Mitchell will get more looks and putbacks. Yeah, agreed. Before RJ, started his week-long I was going to say vacation, but that's just not right. He's dealing with a migraine. Before RJ was missing games, he was mainly the one that always looked for Robinson. A lot of people pointed it out. He was always the one that would give the lobs to Mitch and everything. So when he comes back, we're going to be expecting, not only are we expecting big games from RJ, but we should be expecting more offense from Mitchell Robinson. I do recap videos for every game. I should go live more, but unfortunately, right after I film after I film and upload my video right to homework. Yeah. Oh, I feel you, and I get that. It's hard to do the lives because there's a lot of things going on, and if you have homework, that's different because you have to focus on that. After Monday, we don't play again till Friday. No way. Is that true? I haven't even looked that far ahead in the schedule. We don't play again until Friday? What is this? What is going on with the schedule? It reminds me of when we played the Spurs on a Wednesday, and then we didn't play again until literally Sunday. So basically, that's happening again. Monday to Friday, the Knicks. Well, okay, well, after Monday until Friday, the Knicks won't play. That's going to be such a dreadful week. I don't know about you guys, but I need my Knicks to play to get me through the week. I look forward to it so much, especially because our team is good now. Like, I enjoy watching them play. I look forward to their games. And the fact that they're just going to go from Monday night until Friday, that's completely messed up. I don't know who made this schedule, but it needs to be studied and it needs to be revised. I know they can't revise it because, we're in the season already, but it needs to be better. Jose said, this is a young team. They have a bright future. Agreed. I believe we do have a very bright future, and we may not have a big star, but let's not think about it too much. Let's work with what we have, which is a star, Jalen Brunson, and Julius Randle, and RJ Barrett. Our big three can do a lot if they all work together and they all play like how they've been playing. We have a good team. Don't get it wrong. Like, our team is good. We got to the second round of the playoffs last season and we almost made it to the third, okay? Our team is good, and I believe we can make it just as far this season, even further, depending on the matchups, of course. But we have a great team. Between our big three, between our sixth man of the year, Immanuel Quickley, between Mitchell Robinson, who's been amazing this season so far, I mean, it's looking like we're going to have a great season. Dylan said, I kind of toned down the IG and Facebook post because it is simply too much at once. The Twitter gets the most traction anyway. Yeah. Okay, got you. Yeah, if anything, during the game, I only post on Twitter. Because for Instagram, I think it's a little difficult just because if you make a post during the game, it kind of gets lost in there with the algorithm. And I like the most I would do is like after the game, I would do a video. But I try not to do anything during the game because if the game goes by so quick, if something I said at halftime pops up on someone's feed after the game and it's like it has nothing to do with it anymore, it's just I'd rather make an analysis after the game and post it. Respect to you for streaming. I get tired of talking late at night. I felt the same way, honestly, right before I actually came on here. I was just like, I don't know. I was feeling a little bit down, so I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it, but yeah. We got a win tonight. Of course I had to get on and talk about it. We don't play until Friday. Crazy. I can't go a whole week without Knicks. Geez, I'm going to be miserable waiting. Yeah, exactly. I really don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to have to watch other NBA teams. Jonathan said at least they can rest up a bit. Yeah, that's true. As fans, especially me, I complain about the breaks, but it's perfect for players, especially injured players, to rest up. Like Grimes, hopefully, that week, this upcoming weekend, he can definitely rest from Monday to Friday. And, I'm not really sure how long his injury is going to hold him on the bench. I'm not sure if they said that yet, if it's a few weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, or even more. But the rest it can help. Someone said IQ showed out for his mama. Yeah, I believe it was his mom that was in the crowd there. They kept showing her a lot. He really balled out for her, and I'm sure she's so proud of him. You know, you can't really have a more perfect night than showing out for your mom right there. um, she's definitely very proud of him, and apparently she used to play basketball too. I heard in the post game interview, they mentioned that she thinks she's a better free throw shooter than IQ, which is very interesting. He definitely gets his genes from her then if she used to play ball. Jose said a Knicks win makes everything better. Agreed. A Knicks win makes everything amazing, you could be having the worst day, but having a Knicks win definitely can cheer you up. And it's crazy to just think about how good this team really is. I mentioned it literally just now, but just a few years ago, we were struggling watching the Knicks play. It was hard to watch them just a few years ago. And now, after last season, we had a winning season. This season, we're projected to do the same and make the playoffs again. It's crazy to think that the Knicks are actually good. It makes me very proud, and it makes me excited to see what we can do. I want to witness a Knicks championship in my lifetime. I'm sure all of you do too. So I think we're going in the right direction. We're building up, and with the team we have right now, let's see what we can do. I don't know if any trades are going to happen this season, mid-season. Let's just see what we can do with this team right now, and we have to work with what we have. Really loving the stream, by the way. Keep up the good work. Appreciate you. Thank you. Heat on a 7-game win streak. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I saw that. That's crazy because they started off the season, pretty bad. They were losing a lot of games, but now they're on a 7-game win streak. They're putting the league on notice again. They're reminding everyone of what they did in the playoffs last year, making it all the way to the finals. And you can't underestimate them. You truly can't. Like, I know before the season started, I was talking about playoffs brackets and just trying to figure out where each team stood. You can't underestimate the Heat because I know they missed out on Dame. They lost a few guys, Gabe Vincent and Strus, but you look at them. They still have Butler, and they still have Bam, and they're clearly making it work. They got a 7-game win streak going on. Jimmy Butler's still one of the best players in this league too. I mean, he's as a Knicks fan, I it hurts me to say that because look at what he did to us in the playoffs, but he's a very skilled scorer. Ooh, someone said, who would have thought Randle would still be here after giving us a thumbs down? Not me. I know. It's crazy he's still here. Especially, not even just a thumbs down, but like everything that's happened and even this past playoff series. It's crazy. He's definitely been on a ride with his time in New York so far. And, I don't know. I think this organization really, really appreciates him and they want him around. I mean, I don't know for sure because we've been involved in so many trade rumors recently, especially over the summer. But I really think the organization wants to keep him. They value the fact that he shows up during the regular season and he plays. A lot of players don't do that anymore. They'll be giving you 60 games a season. Randle will only miss like a handful of games a season. And I appreciate that as well. The fact that he does play every game. Jose said, I've been a Knicks fan since the late 90s, and I pray to God they win a championship in my lifetime. Oh, I mean, you're very lucky you got to witness the 90s Knicks, though. I always hear stories about it. My dad always tells me everything about it, and the 90s Knicks were different. Late 90s and early, and I mean, I really hope we get to witness a championship. I don't want to think that too far ahead because I don't know. To think that we could never witness one, I'm not gonna say that, but it'll happen someday. I will say though, I think we're headed in the right direction. We play the Heat Friday, I think. Yeah, we do. Wait, is next Friday our next end season tournament game? Because I think that's what they said, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. The tournament kind of confuses me. The way it's laid out, I'm not even sure. I thought a tournament was supposed to be back-to-back games. I really thought that they were going to be playing like the games back-to-back, but it's being played every week, like one game out of the week for the next few weeks until December, and I don't know, that's a little confusing to me. Are the players even like I don't even know if any of the players are taking it seriously, like how the NBA wants them to take it seriously. I'm not really getting the playoff vibe. I haven't really watched the other ones though. There were some really good matchups with the other NBA teams, but tonight I did not get a playoff vibe. I started watching the Knicks in like 2012. Yeah, same. I believe 2012 was when I started watching him. Him, not him. The team. I would say I honestly started watching when Linsanity was a thing, which was like 2011, 2012. And yeah, Linsanity got me hooked on the Knicks. It caught my attention. Jonathan said, I've been a diehard Knicks fan since I was 4 on Martin Luther King Jr. Day when Hall of Famer and Bulls champion Trent Tucker hit a last second shot and changed the rules. Oh man. That last second shot. Oh my goodness. Bulls and Knicks. That rivalry. I wish that was something I got to witness. You know. And I always hear about the dunk that Starks did on Michael Jordan. I wish I got to witness moments like that, or just witness Jordan in general and the 90s Knicks, Ewing, Starks, Houston. My first time seeing Behind the Mic. You're really good. Thank you. I really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I appreciate everyone that tunes in, and I'd really appreciate it if we could get the subscribers up. We actually did hit 1,000 recently, which I'm super proud about and grateful for. So thank you to everyone who's been subscribed or is a new subscriber. And another one when Ewing hit a 3-point shot against the Boston Celtics in the playoffs in 1990. Yeah. Moments of history that I wish I got to witness. Oh, man. Patrick Ewing was something else. The tournament just feels like regular games. Agreed. That's exactly the vibe I get. It feels like regular games. I think the NBA wanted it to feel like the playoffs because they're competing for money and they're competing for a prize as well as a trophy. But it doesn't feel like that. I think players are treating it like regular games as well. You know, if a reporter asks them if they're holding, if they're thinking about these games any differently, holding it to a different standard, they'll probably say no. It's just another game that counts towards their record. Dylan said the in-season tournament is confusing. Not gonna lie, these are just regular season games. Yeah, it is confusing. I think the most confusing part is the fact that the way it's set up, they're playing it every week until December. I don't know. Like, why isn't it just all in 1 week? That's how I thought tournaments were, but I guess I'm wrong. Oh, Jose just asked about what do you think about the in-season tournament? Well, Jose, I'm a little bit confused about it because I know we play like one game of the week that's part of the in-season tournament until December, but I'm really not sure how the brackets are, like how are we going to be ranked. I'm pretty sure every team is guaranteed 4 games. We've already played 2. Tonight was our second. The first one was against the Bucks, which we lost. So I'm pretty sure we get 2 more. And then I don't know. I don't think it's set up yet who's going to play who for like the ultimate showdown. I think it's an interesting concept, but I really don't think that winning an in-season tournament makes a team like any better or makes them more respectable in a sense. Like if you win a championship, that's completely different than winning the in-season tournament. Spurs got eliminated tonight. Oh, from the in-season tournament. So they lost both of their games so far. Or see, I'm not even sure how it works, but I know they probably lost all of their games so far for the tournament. Well, that sucks because I mean, sucks for them. I'm sure that everyone wanted to see Wemby play more in the tournament. Dylan said, in-season tournament is the closest the Wizards will be to a championship this year. And that is the truth. I was looking at their record just now. I didn't realize they were 2-10. I knew they were on a losing streak, like a pretty long losing streak, but man, now they're officially 2-10. That is so sad. If we were 2-10, I really don't know how I would feel or what I'd be doing. I think I would just be going on rants right now. I wish I saw the 90s Knicks too, but I'm glad we didn't see the heartbreak. Yeah, that's so true because there were so many moments of heartbreak, especially when they went to the finals and then they lost the finals and, we could have had a championship. The fact that we were so close. I would not be able to deal with that heartbreak. A lot of moments I hear about, like when apparently Starks had a really bad shooting game, and that's what led to. I don't know if that was the finals game. It might have been where he was like, no, I don't even know the stat line, but he just had a really bad shooting night. These bright in-season tournament courts probably gave RJ a bad migraine. That's hilarious. Oh my god, they're giving everyone a migraine. I mean, I don't know. Some of them look okay, and then some of them look very bad. I don't know who it was that had I think it was the Hawks or some other team that had a red court, and it was such a bright red. And if I had to stare at that the entire game, I think that literally would have gave me a migraine. The courts, they just should have made it a little more subtle. The colors at least a little more neutral because some of them are very bright. And they're using the teams are using crazy bright colors like purple, red, blue. I don't know. The championship game doesn't even count towards the regular season, which I don't get either. Oh, it doesn't? I know every game in the tournament, from so far, has counted towards our season record, but the championship game doesn't count? That's... Oh, wait. Well, okay, well, I guess that kind of makes sense because if you think about it, they don't know who's playing the championship yet, and everyone's schedule is already made, so it would have been hard for them to predict putting that into a team schedule, even though the NBA script is already written. By the way, anyways, winner of in-season tournament should be guaranteed a playoff spot, in my opinion. Gives them a greater incentive to playing it. I know, I heard a lot of people say that too. But I don't know how I feel about that because if they got a guaranteed spot in the playoffs, would it be like I think that's confusing too because what spot would they get? And if they end the season at, let's say they have a great record, like let's say they're guaranteed the 8th spot in the playoffs, let's say the last. And let's say they finish the season really well, they end up the 4th, they should be going in as a 4th seed. Would they get the 8th spot that they were guaranteed or the 4th? I'm guessing they take the 4th because it's better. It's a little confusing, but that is a good idea. They could work around that. We couldn't handle Trae Young in the playoffs. Imagine Reggie Miller. Oh yeah. Oh my god. That's the one thing that a lot of Knicks fans that got to witness Reggie Miller, they still complain about him. No, if we witnessed Reggie Miller, I think we would be traumatized in a different way. What was it? 11 points, or how many points did he score? I'm going to look it up. I think it's 11. Let's see. Oh, it's okay. 8 points in 9 seconds. I've seen the highlights. It's so unbelievable that if I had to witness that, I would be traumatized as a Knicks fan. I mean, we did witness something a little bit similar, but not the same at all. You guys remember the game against the Mavs last season where Luka had, I don't know, like it was crazy. The Mavs came back. Luka scored like 6 points at the end to win the game. He got like I think he made a shot, got fouled, was shooting the free throw, missed the free throw, got the rebound, shot it and scored, and then they ended up winning the game. That was like the craziest thing I had witnessed in such a long time as a Knicks fan. Like I really couldn't believe that shot that he made. And of course it was blasted all over mainstream media and made me feel even worse. I'm sure all of us Knicks fans felt so awful after that game. I needed some time to recover after that. Yeah, that was game 7. He struggled in the finals, Starks versus the Rockets. Yeah. I knew it was I was a little bit, I wasn't 100% sure it was in the finals, but that's what I've heard. The Knicks could have closed out the finals in 6 games. Starks was going off, but his last second shot was blocked. Oh man. They were so close. I wonder if that's the closest we'll ever get to a championship. Jonathan said game 6 Starks had a hot hand. Yeah. But game 7 he had a bad shooting game. But if Akeem hadn't touched the ball with his fingertips, they would. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, you guys just said it perfectly. Same thing. Oh man, there shouldn't have been a game 7. And whoever wins the tournament gets $800,000, something like that. The superstars don't care about that. That's nothing to them. Yeah, I'm not sure of the exact amount either, but I really doubt that they care about the money. They're all millionaires. I mean, most of them are, I believe. I think everyone in the NBA is. I mean, I'm not going to guarantee, but mostly everyone is a millionaire, and I doubt they really will be putting much effort into the in-season tournament just because of the cash prize. Yeah, 8 points in 9 seconds. Dylan said that Luka's 60-point game gives me flashbacks because I was sick with COVID at the time and saw that man nearly end my franchise. Oh my god. I can't imagine having COVID and then having to witness that. It's like too much negatives at that point. It was truly awful though. Like I remember seeing that and just and just feeling like so helpless and so down because we were having like a great at that point it was a great season and we hadn't witnessed something like that happen in a few years, I would say. Like just I don't know how Luka does it. Every coach and assistant coach gets 500,000 too. Every player gets 500,000 in the tournament. Yeah. Oh, and they said Nature and Sports said so if you're Daquan Jeffries or Ryan, you really want to win. Oh well, that's true. They definitely do want to win, but they're not the ones playing in this tournament. So yeah, I mean, maybe their teammates will try to win it for them. Yeah, exactly. You just said it. Push your teammates to win for you. Jonathan said, somehow we will get to the finals. However, we just got to go step by step, but not too hard though. We just have to pull some upsets to advance the next level. Yeah, I really think we could make it to the second round again this season and possibly even more. It's hard to tell and it's hard to say how far we can really go because you don't know what the matchups will be. And hopefully, though, our first round is a good matchup for us. Maybe even we match up against the Cavs again. I would 100% be willing for that. We we bullied them last season and in the playoffs. A lot of people weren't expecting that. They were the fourth seed. We were the fifth. So we really showed out and took care of business against them. I wouldn't mind a rematch. I know that they have new guys, they have new shooters. Strus is on their team now, and um, a lot of fans expect players on their team to take a leap, to take a jump. But we also expect players on our team to take a leap, specifically RJ Barrett, and he has been. He has taken a leap, even though he hasn't played this week. He's looked great this season so far. Oh man. Dylan said top NBA players of all time. Jalen Brunson, 2 doesn't matter, 3 doesn't matter, 4 doesn't matter, 5 doesn't matter. I think that's a perfect way to close out this post game show. um, that's a great list right there. Number 1, Jalen Brunson. Um, yeah, I will begin to wrap up this post game show though. I didn't even realize I've been live for an hour and a half. I've never been live that long. I don't think I've ever been live for an hour and a half. The most I've done was probably an hour and like a few minutes, but wow, this was a pretty long one. And there wasn't even really much to talk about just because, the Knicks won. It was a good win, a good all around effort from everyone. Usually it's the Knicks losses that, get me talking really long because there's so much to talk about, so much to fix and, all of that. But I had a really good conversation with everyone tonight, reading all the comments. A lot of you guys were commenting tonight, and I really appreciate that. Great win tonight, though. Tomorrow we do play. It is a back-to-back. If you don't know already, we play at 6 p.m. and we are playing the Charlotte Hornets. It's at their stadium. We're still on the road. I'm not sure when we come back to MSG, but we're on a road trip, and we will be in Charlotte. Hopefully we get the win. I'm counting that we do, even if RJ and Grimes don't play. I believe in Brunson and Randle and Quickley to step up. And the guys from the bench, Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, I expect them to step up as well. May that be the case. But yeah, it was a great win tonight. I'm really happy that we're on a little win streak. We got a little win streak going on here, and we're officially 7-5 for the season so far. It's looking good for us. I think we're back on track. I know we started the season off, a little questionable and made a little fans hesitant, but we're back on track, and I think we're in a good groove right now. And a lot of players are in rhythm. As you see, Randle's in rhythm, Brunson's looking great. Quickley and RJ was in rhythm before he went out, but I'm really excited to see what this team does this season, and I'm excited to see what they do tomorrow. So I did mention that I might not be able to make tomorrow's post-game show. I'll let you guys know though. If I am, I will post on my story that I'm live and probably Twitter. Come check out the YouTube channel after the game, see if I'm live. If not, someone else will probably do it from the BKA team. But I'll let you guys know. I appreciate everyone tuning in. And if you're watching on the replay, let me know. And have a good rest of your night, guys.